Hello learners. Today you all will be having a brief introduction about methods of operating system installation. So first let's begin with the introduction. Generally we use operation systems to perform day-to-day tasks. So what would you do if your operating system was corrupted or lost? You will try to recover or at last you end up reinstalling the operating system. To install the operating system, you need bootable media and you need boot media creation tools for the creation of bootable media. First method. Use this when you have an operating system corrupted PC and you want to install a new OS. Take the OS file, mostly it will be in .iso file and image format, and keep it in some folder on your Android phone. Then mount the OS file on an Android phone using a file manager. After mounting in File Manager, you will see the OS files present in the .iso file needed for installation. Just copy all the OS files to the root level of the destination place on the same Android phone. It means the files should be in top level directories of the bootable media. Example, if the .iso or image file is in internal storage and after the ISO mounts, copy the OS files to the SD card root directory. Unmount the ISO file after copying. Plug the Android phone into the operating system corrupted PC. Change the phone's USB settings to mass storage mode so that the SD card will become virtually isolated from the Android phone. By making this PC BIOS, we will be able to direct SD card as a bootable media. Restart the PC, select the bootable media in BIOS and press enter. Now the PC will boot from bootable media to perform OS installation. Once the OS is installed, move the files present in the parent directory to the subdirectory of the SD card. Doing so, the PC BIOS will detect SD card as storage but not as a bootable media. BIOS cannot search for OS installation in subdirectories. Second method. Use this method when you have multiple ISO or image files stored on an Android phone. After OS installation, you want to boot or install another OS from the same media. Copy or move old OS installation files from parent directory to child directory in the SD card so that old OS installation files can be used in the future. Now mount the new ISO file, copy the newly mounted OS files to the parent directory and unmount the ISO file. Plug the Android phone into the PC. Change the phone's USB settings to mass mode storage mode so that the SD card will become virtually isolated from the Android phone. By making these PCBIOS, we will be able to detect SD card as bootable media. Restart the PC, select the bootable media in BIOS and press enter. Now the PC will boot from bootable media to boot into another OS. Again, if you want to boot the previous OS installation files, simply copy those files and keep them in the parent directory. Third method. Use this when you don't want to install any OS on the PC, and also use this method if you want to do data recovery from a corrupted PC. Like OS saves installation time and increases readiness to work on the PC. You can use live OS for emergency purposes so that we can complete our tasks without installing the OS. First, you will need a .iso file of your live OS which you want to use and make it bootable in a pendrive. Now, For making it bootable, follow the first method from step 2 to step 9. Now the PC will boot from bootable media to perform booting to live OS. Once your work is done, turn off the PC, live OS will be lost. Again, if you want to boot into live OS, simply replug the Android phone with the live OS files in the root directory. And that's all.